Welcome to episode 547 of the show. In today's episode, I'd like to explore a good bit of business practice that a lot of people ought to do, but they don't. And it's something that I've spoken about lots of times on the podcast, and so I'm not going to shirk away from another opportunity to talk about it again, and that is the practice of qualification. Now, for those of you who are listening to the podcast for the first time, qualification is the practice in sales of asking questions whenever you have a potential customer. You have someone in front of you. You need to ask a couple of questions to try and figure out who this person is, where they're coming from, what they want, what their needs are, those sorts of things. Now, the reason why qualification is important from a sales perspective is you can't satisfy a customer except if you have a good idea of what it is that he or she wants. And it is only when you're able to satisfy the customer that you can guarantee that not only do you have a happy customer right in front of you, but you're also going to be able to reasonably guarantee that you should be able to get some referrals from them, which is the goal of a sale in the traditional sense. Most people think that the goal of the sale is to collect the check and then to move on, but actually, in the traditional sense, the goal of the sale is not only to collect the check or to receive the credit payment, receive the deposit from this customer, but to make sure that he is so happy or she is so happy that afterwards they turn around and they bring their friends, their family members, and their associates along. Because selling is hard. Selling can be very difficult. It involves a lot of time, lots of effort, lots of money. And so the classically trained salesperson, the sales professional, is trying to minimize the amount of work that he or she has to do over the long term. And the more happy customers you have, the more fulfilled customers you have, then the less work that you have to do over the long term to stay profitable. So instead of running out every year and looking for 100 people to buy your product or your service, if in year one you get 100 folks, 80 of them are really mad. Okay, no, 80%, that's too high. Let's be realistic. So you get 100 customers. Out of that, 40 of them are really happy and raving about you, and then those 40 send you 10 referrals. Then, if you're looking at things purely from a mathematical standpoint, if they bring you 10 customers, then the load of selling next year to achieve your ideal profit goal has been reduced, because you already have a spillover of 10 clients from last year. So that's sort of the idea behind how happy customers and referrals work. Now, of course, this example was overtly simplistic, because you can't just split your business timelines neatly into monthly or yearly or whatever, but you kind of get the point that if you do a good job now, people are happy, you're able to get referrals. Now, back to what I was saying at the start of the podcast. You're not going to be able to have these happy customers if you don't run through the process of qualifications in the first place, which is trying to figure out who they are and what they need. Now, there's also another reason why qualification is important that a lot of people fail to appreciate. Apart from making it easier to have a happy and satisfied customer and to get referrals, qualification is also important because it saves you time. If you don't qualify the potential customer in front of you, you're going to spend a lot of time writing bids, sending email quotes, driving to meetings, going to visit people in their offices, and the meetings turn out to be a huge and total zero. Now, there are lots of reasons why meetings can come to naught, but one of the main reasons why all our meetings, phone calls, text messages, WhatsApp messages don't come to any good fruition is because you get there, you have the meeting, you exchange the messages, and over 2 or 3 days, it now becomes clear that not only do you have what it is that this individual wants, or you don't have what it is that the individual wants, or you lack the skill set to be able to satisfy what their needs are. Now, an example about this is an inquiry that I received recently. I'm doing some work for a real estate firm, what should I call them? Well, it's a real estate outfit. They have this app where they're trying to get realtors to sign up, so that at the end of the day, they can get members of the public coming there to rent, to lease, to buy, to what have you. They're trying to create a much more efficient way of getting real estate deals done in Nigeria. So I'm currently advising them on that. And so because of that, I get inquiries once in a while, realtors trying to pass deals through me, things like that, since I've started hanging out in that space. And so recently, I received one of those messages, those sorts of things. Somebody's looking for an office space in VI, budget is so and so. And so I asked the person for more details, like, what do they need it for? What job do they do? How much staff do they have? And the person refused to provide more information. But anyway, it's not my own, it's not my hassle to deal with. So I just passed it along to other realtors because I figured that the smart enough person would try and do that job up front. And yes, there was one realtor in particular who asked me the question, and I didn't have the answers. And so his take was, okay, let me have the contact details and then I'll do that myself. And I handed him over the contact details and he's going to do that. Now, what this person is doing is a very smart thing to do because most of the other realtors are going to see this, look at the size of the deal, calculate what their 10% might be, and then start throwing offers the other person's way. I have this office at this location. What do you think? And then, of course, the client is going to look at it, not be happy with it and say, oh, no thanks. And then you send another message. What about this? What about this? Now, because you're sending maybe 2 or 3 messages per day, you're doing this over the course of a week or something, you don't realize how much time and emotional energy, emotional investment is incurred in this deal, or in this case, this lack of a deal, because you haven't asked questions, you don't know exactly what it is that this person wants, and then it's just going to be hit and miss. But for the realtor who collects the phone number and calls the person to say, hey, I got your phone number from Tavishima. He told me that you're looking for so and so. Before I help you out, I need to ask a couple of questions because I need to know what it is that you are looking for, just to save both of us time, so I can take you straight to the listings and viewings that will match what it is that you need. Are you okay with that? Now, the average person is going to say, yes, sure, no problem. And then you can ask all the questions you need. Like, okay, when you say VI, what part of VI are you looking at? Are you looking at phase 1? Are you looking at... Oh, sorry, no, that's Lekki, I think. Yeah, I think that's Lekki. But anyway, I haven't been in Lagos for a while. So those of you who are listening from Lagos, please ignore that. I don't know your city too well. So you're going to ask, which part of Victoria Island are you looking at? Is it Lekki? Is it phase 1? Is it phase 2? What's important to you guys? Do you guys have to be close to this bridge, or does it have to be close to where you live? In fact, where do you live? What kind of business do you do? How much staff do you have? Is parking important? Does parking have to be inside the building? Should it be outside the building? Or is it underground parking you're looking for? What other kind of utilities are you looking for? How many toilets do you guys need? Are you looking for something that has what's that word called? Is it servicing? That thing where the building provides power, provides internet, and provides other facilities. I mean, these are the questions that you need to ask. And then when you have all these details, you'll be able to tell this client that, you know what, from what you've said, I think we should be able to sort you out. I have 2 properties that match this this criteria that we've listed out in this conversation. So are you free this week, Friday, for 9 a.m.? Let's go have a viewing. Now, if that's how you organize your business, you're going to find out that not only will you close lots more deals, because the clients that you do take out are people that you actually do stand a chance of satisfying, but you find that you're going to spend less time than your colleagues who wake up every day, who see these messages, calculate that, okay, it's a 5M deal, so if my commission is going to be 12%, then this is how much money I'm going to make, and then you start responding to messages. So take the time out, qualify the opportunity now, ask the client, the possible client, some questions, and you find out that you're saving yourself a bunch of time over the long haul, because you're only dealing with people who are serious clients, in quote. If you guys remember, that's what we like to say over here in Abuja. You say, oh, this person is unserious. So you spend most of your time only dealing with serious clients and dealing with serious business opportunities. So that's the summary of today's episode, basically. Take the time out upfront, ask qualifying questions, figure out who they are, what it is that they want, it is only then that you're going to be able to have a satisfied client, get a referral at the end, and then you're also going to save yourself some time because you're only dealing with serious people that you stand a chance of closing business with in the first place. So thanks for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next episode. And remember that you guys can ask me questions by sending me WhatsApp messages or Telegram messages or voice note on 080-6466-2140. And the country code is +234. That's for Nigeria. Again, 080-6466-2140. And use the country code before the number +234. So thanks for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next recording.